tractor in a sandbox yard, tiny field harvester on the barn roof hard, cow in the chicken coop staring like why, another normal day in this pixel sky. Insane sim guys, ridiculous farm, break it and throw it across the map. If it fits, it ships, that's the charm. Wrong tool, wrong field, still making it clap. Insane sim guys, ridiculous farm, chaos grows bigger than the crop, using all the wrong equipment for the job, and he just won't stop. In the river doing lazy laps, Cedar on the silo like he's taking naps, Loader doing donuts through the lettuce row, Physics screaming please but he still lets it go. Stack it higher, tilted sideways, long stack combined into the driveway. Every rule just fuel for the bid, if it fits it ships, yeah he's sending it. Insane sim guys, ridiculous farm, break it and throw it across the map. If it fits, it ships, that's the charm. Wrong tool, wrong field, still making it clap. Insane sim guys, ridiculous farm, chaos grows bigger than the crop, using all the wrong equipment for the job, and he just won't stop.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I'm Insane Sim Guy. Today I'm going to be starting a fresh save right here on Forest Hills, brand new map coming soon, the Farming Simulator 25 from yours truly. So what I did, we got going on here, started out with a $100,000 loan. Got to find some property to buy and go ahead and get this party started. So let's take a look, see what all I got going on. Currently don't own any property, so gotta look around, see what I can find. And give me 1 second. Also today, I do got a couple people that are in voice chat with me. I got, Grumpy Gus and Crazily Country. Grumpy, how you doing today?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
You know, same old, same old. Crazy, what about
Good,
you?
good.
How's it going for you?
Another day, another 50 cents.
Yeah, I feel that. 100% feel that. All right.
Careful to make it 25 soon.
Oh, right?
Well, I would say 50 cents after taxes, but if you want to count any other things, yeah, 25 cents.
That is definitely some facts right there. All right, so down here's where the starting farm would be located. I'm not going to purchase that today. Instead, I'm going to go and find a whole nother location to work with. So take a look around because, well, starting with only $100,000, there's my options are very, very limited.
That sounds like some blue collar stuff right there. All right.
Dang, man, why you got to take it like that?
Typical contractor bullshit.
Oh, Lord. Is that what we're going with? I mean, you're not wrong, but damn, I feel called out. Had to relocate a cat that decided to climb up on my desk and lay on my mouse. That wasn't working out in my favor.
That's surprising considering how shy that cat is.
Oh, no, this is one that my daughter decided to drop off a couple days ago. This one is, yeah, personal space be damned. He don't give a damn about your personal space. If you trying to do something, he's all up in your grill.
Mm.
All right, let's see. Let me see. Take a look at the loan system real quick. I want to make sure. how my finances are actually looking here. It says I just have 100K, even though I chose to have a 100K loan. That dang cat done climbed up here. Go on. Get on out of here.
I bet your non-social cat's just thrilled to have that one around.
Actually, they get along. It's a bit of a shock.
Well, it makes sense.
I'll be right back, guys.
Alright. Oh god, dead air. What do we do?
Okay. I just had to evict the cat from the bedroom, from the room here. So, problem solved. Amazing how you can do that. Just throw them out there. Okay, so yeah, I do have $100,000 loan. Monthly payments are $29.74. So, gotta do something to at least make that much every month. First thing is, let's get me I'm gonna go ahead and get a truck. Nothing fancy, just something to get me down the road. Let's see what I
Not a
want.
couch, is it?
No, not yet. Been thinking about doing something with a couch.
Hmm.
I just got to figure out exactly how the heck to properly implement a vehicle and make it work into XMLs. You know, because I haven't tested that theory yet. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. All kinds of rusted out. Really? I could put underglow on this truck? That's mildly fantastic. Let's see, what options do we got for underglow? So we got green, red, blue, yellow, and purple. You know what? Living down here in Louisiana, I think I'll go with the purple. And let's,
Not a bad choice.
see. Yeah, let's go matte colors on this truck. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what's up.
It's funny considering
What can we do here?
I was watching Hard Target last night with Van Damme.
Right. Need a gold color. How does that look? That did not work as planned. Okay. So the special edition, the color options do not work.
Well, it's the fucking Dodge, so yeah.
Why you gotta be so hateful? I mean, it's understandable, but why you gotta be so hateful? You know what? There we go. That's I can work with that.
That's about as close as you're gonna get.
Right. With the options that I have to work with, yeah. All right, so we got ourselves a rusted out vehicle. So that's going to run me $23,000 to get that.
Go up there where it says special editions.
I did that, and it did not do what I wanted it to.
It didn't change the bars to yellow.
No, it jacked stuff all kinds of up. Watch.
Okay.
It did not work at all.
Mm-mm.
So we're going to go back to that dark moon, which is a matte color. Is that right there? And we'll just say that I just touched all that up and got that stuff repaired on the truck. It was all worn out, so I had to install new components there. So that's how we're going to roll with that. I got Will T Gaming over in the chat talking about, yo, what up, ISG? He says he's spending time with the wife tonight. You know what, sir? More power to you. You do that. Enjoy that time. Jody, how you doing today, sir? What was that country?
I was gonna say, just keep that marriage alive and well.
Absolutely.
Jody's on us. Hello, Jody.
All right, so I just bit the bullet and went ahead and purchased that instead of leasing it or doing a higher purchase, you know, putting myself further in debt and have an increase in how much I'm going to have to pay each month. I got to change a setting. Automatic vehicle starting. Nope. Plowing on. My workers don't need to buy anything. Jody's saying he's been married 15 years. That's what's up.
Nice.
Congrats on that one, sir. He's been playing on the Jasper River Valley map. How are you liking that map? I haven't actually checked that one out yet. Probably ought to, but, you know, sometimes other things take priority. Let's take a look at some of these contracts, see if I can find something to at least get some money to supplement so that way I know my loan payment's covered before I worry about trying to expand and do other things. Fertilizing contract. Ooh, that's a big field. I'm gonna lose $1,600 for renting the equipment to do that. Good Lord, that hurts. And that's all of them. That's painful. Oh, here's one. Okay, go do a hoeing contract. Go get rid of some weeds. Pays 11.9K. Only cost me $959 to borrow the equipment. I think we'll do that.
70,000 trees.
Yeah, it is possible to have a map like that. If it's a strictly forestry map, doesn't have a lot of decorations and things like that on the map as well, then you can absolutely have more trees. But when
I
you
think we can beat that.
Yeah, well, I could absolutely beat that, but the problem is with everything else that I have on this map, the performance is just going to be utterly horrible if I even attempted something like that.
Back to driving.
Is that you're playing trucking sim over there, country?
Yeah. A little bit. One last little delivery, but I call it a night.
Okay. Where are you hauling that load from and to?
From west side of Arizona to South Louisiana.
Okay. That ought to be a fun little drive down I-10.
Couple hours.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what we got going on in chat again. Will asking if I'm going to be excited for agribusiness tonight for tomorrow night. You know what? Some of the mods released over the week were good, and some, yeah, we're going to have some conversations about those. It's going to be an interesting one, to say the least.
Agribusiness. What agribusiness?
That's that show that I do with Will T Gaming and BDD Gaming on Sunday
Okay.
nights. Yeah, every Sunday at 9:30 Eastern. We go live, streamed on both BDD's channel and Will's channel. So Will T Gaming. So yeah, check it out on either one of those channels.
I thought you were talking about some new mods or something, but yeah.
Well,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Well, what it is, we kind of do a slight review of all of the mods that were released over the course of the week, and give our opinions on them as what we thought of, and whether we would download them or not.
Well, consider you download every mod possible.
No, I don't do that, sir. There are way more mods out there than what I have. But you know what? Shots fired. I accept that. Because I have made you guys download a few in the past for some of the games that we played. And by a few, I mean y'all needed new hard drives.
I literally had to get a new hard drive.
You're welcome.
Just
You know, I just had to give you a little encouragement. I know you were thinking about it and considering it. And yes, Jody, BDD Gaming, yes, he is awesome. He does some amazing stuff with his map tours and everything. Strongly recommend, if you guys haven't checked out some of the stuff he's got on that site, make sure you hit it up. He did an early access tour on this map and did a fantastic job. Now, granted, a lot of stuff has changed since he did that map tour, but that was to be expected. Because he did that when I was just getting done with getting all the buildings in place and getting a good bit of the decorations set up. A lot has changed on here. I did have to go back and remove a bunch of the trees just to kind of boost performance on the map. Especially in multiplayer, dropping down to 30 FPS. Not that great.
do you still have to have the fishing expansion for the?
Only if you want to have boats. It is not required for the map, but it is required if you want to have the boats visible and accessible. Yes, well, there were a lot of garbage mods this week. I'll let them close their own gate. I don't want to get in there. So I gotta head down here to the field, but take the shortcut right through the animal dealer. They won't mind. Got Katie standing right there. She's like, "Hey, what are you doing cutting through here? You know, got places to go. See you later whenever I need animals."
You really, once you get done modifying maps, well, you realize some of our map,
Is that English?
don't.
That's
Was it the old American?
That's crazily country English.
Yeah, the old American map, I think it is.
You know, I actually pulled that up the other day, or last night, for Pape's Farming Mods to show him what we did on that. He was dying laughing at certain things that are currently in place. And other aspects of certain things on that map are, yeah, let's just say less than appropriate for a family show.
Yeah.
You know, some of the, what's the best way to word this? Drawings and sculptures that I have placed on other people's farms.
I blame Format for that.
Will I blame you for me not lowering my tool when I was making that run right
That's on you, not me.
there? I didn't say you. I said Will. Oh, yes. A lot of garbage runs over the weekend at John Deere 9R. Yes, that thing is looking absolutely fantastic. Hey, look, I can blame you. You stuck me with like 800 John Deere mods. I didn't ask for that.
Like you wouldn't have done gun anyways.
No, if I wanted all those John Deere mods, I would have downloaded them myself. But I went to jump in one of his games. First, he had a couple packages of mods I had to go download. That was a bit absurd. Then to get in the game, there was another 490 or something mods I had to get on top of that. It was ridiculous. John Deere number one. Come on, sir. You know you want some New Holland on your farm.
Well, you know John Deere is New Holland.
No, it ain't. That's case.
Well, I mean, yeah, yes and no.
So wrong. It's so wrong.
They literally use the same fucking parts.
They all use the same parts. Let's be real. I think I might have struck a nerve with that New Holland comment.
You don't have a gold New Holland harvester. You're doing it wrong.
And,
Might as well have a, oh, what the fuck was it called? Yeah.
words and thoughts, sir. They're hard.
Speaking of not family friendly show.
Look, I didn't mark this as being rated for children, so
Okay. Capato.
we can get away with some
What?
a few words here and there. You know, but there are select words that we're not allowed to say on stream.
And those would be.
Okay, nice try.
I'm just going to choose to censor myself in general because if I slip up here, that's great. But if I start letting myself go and say things, then I'll slip even further.
Right.
What's your Twitch and false?
All right, Will. You have a good night, sir. Appreciate you stopping in.
All of my thoughts are intrusive thoughts.
That's a fact.
That's why I'm so grumpy.
I mean, your podcast says all that.
That's true. I gotta do another episode of that. Cormack's killing me over. He's like, "What are you doing? Another one?" I'm like, I'll get to it. This point, the weekly
Right.
podcast part is ironic.
When you said weekly, you were talking. Your weeks were really years, right?
Yeah, when he feels weakly about it.
When
Okay.
I feel.
Oh, that's what it is. All right.
There it is.
Now I understand.
That'll work. It's the one I feel like it podcast.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
Hell,
I think I'm gonna do
I
one about MMOs in general.
like okay, yeah, Warcraft MMO in general, where you go.
I mean, I've played a lot of MMOs. Like, a lot. More than's probably healthy.
I think we
That's
all
all of
have.
us.
The only problem
Yeah,
with that
right.
is that there's just
I was,
options are very limited now for anything that's actually worth playing.
Yeah.
well, for me in St. Farm Guide, options would be old
Same
school.
farm guy, stop that. Get it right.
Safe.
I'm just saying, You and I will fall back on the old school shit that hasn't. It's still back in the 1990s, where he's 2000 plus.
Yeah. Yeah, the stuff that was late 90s or very early 2000s.
Right.
But anything that's more recent.
Yeah, I played some of the old MMOs back in the 90s.
It's
like
just,
late 90s.
it's just some of the stuff that's coming out now that's been more recent. It's like it's so toned down for difficulty wise and everything. It's like you don't even have to try to reach max level. It's no longer an accomplishment.
True.
I mean, back when OG EverQuest, just getting past level 30 was a hell of an accomplishment.
But what's also true is I don't have time for that. Nobody had time for that.
No, yeah, the amount of time required for MMOs is, I mean, that's a youngster game.
Well, the old school ways, yeah, the old school game. Nowadays, the amount of time for MMOs is like,
Yeah, nowadays anybody can do it.
yeah.
Now it's just a rush to the end game and then you're stuck
Yeah.
at the end game waiting for content.
Yeah, and the problem is, a lot of times the end game content is even lagging.
Exactly.
Because it hasn't been developed yet. It's just there.
No, even
needs.
even the stuff that is in game, like with a new expansion. Once you get there, and then you go through like some of the raids and whatnot, you get really bored really fast.
I mean, I'm starting to get bored.
Because there's not a whole lot of challenge to it. It's all about just timing everything and doing the same thing over and over.
Right now, that's where my guild's stuck at. We're stuck at hitting the numbers required for winning, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm hitting the numbers I need to. I need to rely on everybody else hitting their numbers, and they're not. So I'm stuck.
But to
That's how big this field is. Till I turn around and look at the forest in the distance. All the bushes are slowly rendering in. That's just how far away I was. Yeah, this is one of the largest fields on the map. It's kind of to be expected. Oh, I'm at 60% done with this contract.
Yes, they were able to confirm that the dark side of the moon is in fact dark.
I ain't even gonna go there.
And it's mildly self-explanatory. Just like the dark side of the Earth. Guess what? It's dark.
We gotta land there first.
I mean, you could. They flew by it, so I mean, you could. And you don't even need to land there to know.
But yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
That's just
dark.
how.
The dark is dark.
I don't know what I was expecting. I fault myself for this one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I need to go get a drink after that.
Oh, thank goodness for GPS on these things. Holding a straight line on this, you can't even see where the weeds are that I'm removing. Every once in a while I'll catch a faint glimpse of a weed, but I'm like, is that really a weed or is that whatever plant that's on this field? Sure, if I go third person, I can see a little better. Nope, not at all. What type of farm do you think I should start with on this? Should I stick more to the arable farming? See how much logging hates me? Or should I raise some livestock? What do y'all think?
Livestock is always a far wash.
What was that? So if I do livestock, what do you think? Cows, pigs, sheep, goats, chickens, horses,
Emus.
emus? Alright. Let me get to work on modding that in, sir.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna,
do
some-
an episode on emus at
I'm
some
gonna
point.
need some I'm gonna need some models for that so I can work those in.
I was gonna say we've seen cows. We've seen cows more than enough.
Dairy or beef? Which one?
No, what I'm saying is go with chickens or something else.
Okay. Oh, go with something else? Okay. You can actually make some pretty good money with sheep and goats. Collect the wool and goat wool.
Do goats.
They're fairly easy to maintain. All you really need is just a water source and some grass.
Lots of grass.
Yeah, you need lots of grass. Depending on the size of the pen that you place down and how many animals you put in there. Contract is over. Let's collect my money and run. Alright, let's go back to the map. So now I got 88,000. Still not a whole lot of money. Let's see if I can find just an empty plot of land to purchase. How much is this one? Ooh, that's 123. It's going to require a little effort to get that taken care of. Now, this is an interesting one here. Well, you know, teleport in, you can't see anything. So what we got here, we got some destroyed buildings that are waiting to be rebuilt. That'll give me some buildings for a fairly cheap price. Just got to get materials rounded up. I know we're going to need a lot of lumber and everything. I got plenty of trees in the area. Could slap down a sawmill and kind of get to work on that. That's one option. See, looking at the terrain, finding somewhere good to place one down might be a little bit of a challenge, but shouldn't be too terrible. This might be a good area right over here. Not a whole lot of terraforming is going to be needed to straighten that out too much. Let's take a look at a few other properties on here. So this one, 75K. This is fairly open for just a small piece of land. Got a little bit of forest to the backside that you can harvest up. Gonna need a little bit of terraforming. Got some rocks to remove, trees. So that's another doable one there. I'll almost back up into the road and get run over. Why did somebody tell me that car was coming? I don't want to hear you're supposed to look both ways before you cross an intersection. And let's see.
You're supposed to look left to right before you cross an intersection.
You know, touche. I see exactly what you did there. It's right here, got a clover field. This will be a good one to harvest. Then I can come back and kind of piece it down, make it into like a smaller field, and it's got some very suitable land to build on if I wanted to convert it. What's the price tag for this? Oh, that's only 37K. You know what? Mine. We're gonna do that. So let's go ahead and get something so I can get that harvested up. Go shopping for a small tractor. Anybody got any brand preferences?
Anything other than John Deere?
Fair, fair. He's not here to counteract that statement, but that's okay. 45 horsepower. Do I have any mowers I can attach to a 45 horsepower tractor? Let's take a look. This one requires 15. That's nice of somebody to give us a power requirement. That would have been, you know, mildly helpful. I mean, I could mow it Forrest Gump style. Let's take a look at this mowing deck here. Yeah, still don't see a power requirement on it. I can almost guarantee you 45 horsepower tractor is not going to cut it. Last thing I want to do is throw my money at it and find out that it ain't gonna work. And we can always go with the push mower. Mow this thing at 1.2 meters per pass. Might take all year, but I can get it done and save money in the process. Then it becomes even more fun when it comes time to bale all that. let's go take a look at these tractors again. See if there's maybe a little bit more expensive option, but with a little more horsepower. I know you said no John Deere, but I got one here for 12 grand. That's 70
Go for it.
horsepower.
I was just being a douche.
You know, that's fair. Got a used Volvo in the shop, saved 43%, prices it at 29.8. That's 140 horsepower. That might not be a bad idea. Give me a little more options that I could work with.
Sure. But it is a Volvo.
I mean, yeah, it is. It is. How much to add a front weight on here? 1100. We don't need the fender, so I can get now that turn that 1100 into 100. Come on, I don't have a narrow tire option on this thing. I want to destroy my crops when I'm trying to mow. Oh yeah, this might be a bust. Yeah, that's going to end up costing me more money from destroyed crops. All right, so back to the drawing board we go. This thing. Yep. Can't do anything with that either. Why y'all give me all these beautiful old tractors, but I can't customize them the way I need them to be able to do what I need to do? About this Hurlman, what can I do with this thing? I know this thing just sounds amazing. Hey, I can do narrow tires, so that's all right. Front fenders, well, they're already there. Don't cost anything extra, so I'll keep those. Oh, look at that. Beacon lights are free. You know, kind of happy for that. Whoa, okay, so that's going to be an upgrade that's going to have to come later to get the 3-point on the front. Color options, what do we got? You know, they give me options, so I'm taking advantage of this. The front hydraulics, so no reason to mess with that. Yeah, I don't need a shiny seat. That looks like I'm gonna slide off of that thing. There we go, that's better. That metallic looks terrible. There we go. All right. So we're gonna use a hire purchase on this one. So it's basically like financing the vehicle. Put 20% down. Pay for it over 3 years. Make it $1,000 per month. There we go. Got me a tractor. Now let's go get that mower. That's going to open up my options a little bit on the mower. And you know what? It doesn't say John Deere, it says New Holland. So let's take a look at this. What do you think of the red on it? Should I change it, or we can make that nice and purple as well.
Ooh, purple.
Boom. Look at that. It's almost beautiful. What is a metallic look like? Oh, that's even better. Rims. New Holland. You know what? I'll stick with that. So this is $20K for this one. We're going to lease this as well. Put 20% down. 3 years, $480 a month. All right, so now I'm up to about $4,500, give or take, on my monthly loan payments now. Smash that like button. Make sure you do so. It helps out my channel as well as allows me to be able to bring my content to you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And that way you guys can be notified by ringing that bell. So when I go live, I gotta unfold this thing. I don't want to unfold it. I want to just take it as is. Gus, why'd you let me do that?
The comedy.
No, that's fair. Guess I asked for that, didn't I? A little bit wider than I thought it was. Love the fact I got some grass mixed in with the clover. It's more fun when it comes time to bell on, so. My neighbors are gonna love the fact that they driving through that field. Head on back over to the shop. See if I can find me a baler. After I get through waiting on the train. see what balers I can get. Looks like square balers, I got two options. We could do it manually with the pushable one, or I can get the New Holland Hayliner 378. Let's take a look at round balers. See what I got to choose from. Not a whole lot here either. Got a Kloss, the one that'll do requires 70 horsepower. Yep, those are out of the question. Yeah, it's probably because I got this turned. Let's turn that off and it opens up everything. You know, it's always fun to restrict to by the year, but sometimes you need to expand your options. So let's go back to the square balers, see what I got. Not looking to make anything huge, so I don't want anything that's just overly large. I do like the price of this one at $14.5K, so I think that may be the way to go. Yeah, it's about a tractor. I don't think it's only 90 horsepower. Let's take a look. Yeah, so, okay. We're going to go with the New Holland. Let's go standard on that. You know what? I'll go ahead and buy this flat out. is not out yet. It is pending its second round of testing with Giants. Which they should start testing it either Monday or Tuesday. Did have row crop system, got a bunch of new crops on here as well. Get this thing off so I'm not listening to it. Alright, so as far as the new crops go, so your regular wheat and regular barley are now going to be called summer wheat and spring barley. Then if you scroll down the list, we have silage sorghum, silage corn, rye, triticale, spelt, fetch rye, green rye, field grass, winter wheat, winter barley. And then for your, I got an extra catch crop, flowering catch crop, then alfalfa and clover. Yes, I am the map maker. And also with this one, we do have an enhanced animal system. Which if you go over here, so there's a lot more options for when you feed the cows. So you have, they'll accept fermented clover and fermented alfalfa in lieu of silage, dry alfalfa, dry clover in lieu of hay, and then just standard grass and clover, or standard grass, clover, and alfalfa. Now grass has more weight than it did in the base game. With this one, I boosted that up to 80%. Also in forage wagons, there's a lot of additional crops that can be added in. For the silage aspect, you can chop up sugar beet and use that as well. For the, in lieu of the mineral feed, you can use any of your grain crops will work in there as well. Give me one sec. Let me look at the XML so I can give you the exact details on that, because I did add a lot of stuff into that. Let me open that real quick. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of everything that I added into this map. It is utterly insane. Okay, so for your forage, so your dry grass, which is your hay, that's your hay, the alfalfa, and clover dried. Then for the silage aspect of it, you have the silage, the fermented alfalfa, fermented clover, sugar beet cut, carrot, beetroot, and parsnip. And then for mineral feed, you have your mineral feed, wheat, barley, sorghum, canola, soybean, sunflower, rye, spelt, triticale, winter wheat, and winter barley. So you have a lot of options to be able to feed your cows. Chickens have also have, I added in corn on the top of what they had, along with the rye, spelt, and triticale. So get some extra boost there as well. So it's always a little fun things to add stuff like that. Also on this map does support manure from sheep and chickens. And I did add in the large barns for that. So that way you could be able to do so with that. And go into the build menu. Right here. Right here will produce all of that stuff. Look at the side of the building here. It has its own built-in manure heap, and then the slurry output is right there. You would put your hay and your straw, both, or your straw would go in the same place where you put in your feed for them. All of the pallets will spawn in that empty bunker right there. It spawns a lot more pallets than what the original building did. And this one also has had its capacity increase. If you notice, it starts out base of 400 sheep. I did increase that, as well as the food capacity. I may go back and tweak it for an update if it does pass testing, and increase the amount of straw. Currently it's at 10K. I may boost that to like 30 or to 50K. Just that way you're not having to put straw in it every time you turn around, especially if you have it full. And then on the chicken side, it's right here. So yeah, exactly. I was noticing that when I was testing it after I submitted. I was like, well, let me play around with it some more and make a little better decision. But yeah, 30K I think would be the sweet spot on it. The same thing with the chickens, especially with the number this holds. If you put this down and you enlarge that pasture, I've gotten this thing to hold 8,000 chickens plus, which is absolutely absurd. So this one, like you see, has its own manure heap in that empty bunker right there. Yeah, dang, yeah, it was something. And these do have a straw plane in them to kind of let you know about how much straw you have left before they run out. You can see just the edge of the plane right here. Don't have any actual hemp on this map. But as far as the rye, triticale, and spelt, you can take those to the grain mill. And you can see I got rye flour, spelt, triticale, added all of those along with separate ones for the winter wheat and winter barley. Yeah, there is a map that does have the hemp on it. It is not this one. I couldn't find anything that I could add it with. I was hoping to, but I couldn't find anything. I really wanted to add something like that, and I would have used that for like processing ropes at the rope maker, as well as into fabric and stuff for clothing. That would have been the way to go with that. But yeah, see, this is everything that's been pre-placed on the map. Got a lot of different things on here. One thing I did do with the paper factory, I did also add where it will accept wood chips, and by providing wood chips, it doubles the processing speed. So they both require the same amount of wood, but if you add 1,000 wood chips into the mix, the cycles per hour goes from 24, or cycles per month goes from 24 to 48. So it doubles its output speed by using wood chips on it. Truck. Love the sound of this thing trying to start. It sounds like it's just going to die on me. Alright, so this is your main vehicle shop. What you're seeing out there, that's the visual cells pod that I have turned on. I did implement compatibility with that. So if you go into your shop, see these items that are used vehicles, they show up over here. So you can kind of get an idea of what they actually look like before you buy them. Now, keep in mind that mod is only available on PC, unfortunately. Exactly. So, main vehicle shop, and you have your repair center right there behind it. Now, there are 2 repair shops on the map. You have that one, and then there's another one in town. So right here, you got your warehouse, so you can logistics warehouse, so you can purchase all your pallets and things that you may need if you don't necessarily have the productions. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, but when you're a modder, you kind of have to take console players into account because they do get, for lack of a better term, shafted on some of the good mods because of scripting and stuff that is required, and consoles don't allow third-party scripts. Yeah, I do as well. That's it. Right over here, we've got our sawmill area. This is kind of a big industrial area over here. Right here we've got lime station, debris, and a debris crusher. Sell your stones and everything. Buy your lime and your fertilizer. Now here's the good thing here. So when you deliver, we'll turn the flight mode on real quick. When you're bringing logs over here, this entire bridge is the log cell. So you can bring them by train or by truck. When you do so, all you have to do is click on this icon to sell your wood. Now, every tree on this map, with the exception of a small few in the town, are perfect for using the tree harvesters. I made sure that that was the case. So when you're using the sawmill, so nothing will output under here anymore. Those output locations are now over here. So you notice there are 4 outputs for each of the 4 things that it produces. Wood chips, however, will not be output in pallets. To load wood chips, you would drive under here with a trailer, and you would load them right here. And if you purchase this property right here, you get the bale and pallet warehouse, which holds 7,500 bales or pallets. So good place for you to bring things over to kind of stock up, and then you just call the train, load it right here, and haul them off to sell them. Also, here you got your potato processing plant, your preserved food factory. Sugar mill is up here on the hill. And this one, you have an input for the train. So you could load your goods in at the train silo and then deliver them to here. If you didn't want to, drive a truck all the way over here. Let's say you're working on the fields that are up by the silo. Sometimes it makes more sense to just load it in there, especially sugar beet. You don't want to be driving that, making long hauls with that all the time. There are 3 required mods. Largest one is 2 megabytes. The bale and pallet storage right here is one of them. And then there's a silo. Yeah, I got a lot of mods turned on. So this old grain silo is another mod that is required. And that one also has an unrealistic version that holds 10 million for just double the price. Then under factories, there's one required mod. Let's see if I can find it on there. It's right here, this old carpenter shack. Those are your 3 required mods. Very small downloads, which is what I was aiming for. I didn't want to overload people with what's already almost 700 megabyte map to download. Didn't want to have you downloading another 300 megs worth of mods on top of it. So instead of doing that, I tried to build everything into the map that you would need. Under silos. See, I got a bunch of additional bunker silos to handle the new crops. Then I also added in some manure heaps as well. Right here. So took these, enlarged the capacities on them to 10 million, and then this one, the alternate loading. So the standard one said you would load from the right side, whereas this alternate, it's the left side. Give you a little more flexibility on placement. And I did that for all of them, the large and the medium. Then I also made a little baby bunker silo that only holds 250K, and it's a whopping $1,000 to buy that. And then there's also the extensions on those as well. And didn't have anything under factories. And under the animals, well, actually I did have some under factories. I did modify a few of them, I believe. Don't know if they'll actually show up or not. Let's see. I get past all the island stuff. Okay, so yeah, I did modify a small grain mill to handle the new crops. And then you can place your own paper factory anywhere you want. So you would sell the wood at the same location you normally would, right in between the two buildings there. And then the grate is for your wood chips, and it will accept pallets as well as bales chips. Yeah, no, that paper factory is expensive, but the price you get for those, for selling that stuff, is absolutely absurd. I'm hoping so, but I would not be surprised if they kick it back, because Giants, they are known to get a little finicky with certain aspects. Alright, so right here we also have this cow barn. I increased its capacity of cows as well as its food capacities. And if you look down there, you can see all the different foods that it accepts. It is, like I was stating, it is ridiculous on the different things you can feed and put into these for food. Then I got a modified cow pasture. It's same capacity as base game, same size fencing area, but this one will also produce milk, manure, and slurry. Then we got the large cow barn, increased capacities across the board on it as well. Didn't touch anything with horses, nor did I do anything with the pigs. Then of course the sheep, modified that one barn, same thing with the chickens, nothing on bees or any of those. Then painting, every texture you see on the ground is paintable. So you guys can kind of build what you want and match what's already here, instead of having to deal with having things that aren't there, or having to dig around and find other things that are, you want to paint something but it's not available. And plants, you got tons of options here, including paintable meadows. And you can paint all the different sizes for the growth stages of it, so you can kind of customize how you want your yards and everything to look. So right here you got your cement factory, and across here also all three water towers on the map do have buying points for water. You can get water just about anywhere. Of course, you can also back a trailer into any body of water and fill it up there as well. Right here's the dairy. So if you remember on Riverbend, this building was just a sell point. I actually converted it into a production point. Trigger to buy is here, output is there, input is in the back. Then right here's your grain mill. And under here is the train input for the grain mill. Starting farm is located right down here. And so you start with the cow pasture, and it does have some cows in it. Of course, I don't own the land, so I can't show you how many are there. You have a manure heap. This one, you load your vehicles here. You can, all of the cow pastures on the map do have gates that you can open and drive into. So if you wanted to go in there and mow the pasture and collect the grass, go for it. Also, all bushes on the map are mowable. Right here you have a bell and pallet storage, holds 500. Water tower there, so you can get free water for the main farm. Chicken coop with double the capacity of the standard one. This one holds 40 chickens. I increased the food capacity to compensate for that. There's one of those silos. This is only the standard one at the starting farm. It's not the unrealistic. And right there you have a tool shed, so you can put your chainsaw and things in. Fuel tank. You do start with 2 John Deere tractors, Klaas harvester. You have a John Deere cultivator. You have a small water trailer. You have a slurry tanker trailer that you can use to spread slurry on your fields. Great Plains seeder, New Holland baler. Then you also have a forage wagon and lime spreader, as well as a mower. And you'll get 3 fields with that starting farm. Get this field grass field right here. Then this field here that's been plowed, ready to go. And you'll get a wheat field or a barley field wheat field that's ready for harvest. Along with, here you get sheep pasture. And here you got your animal dealers right here, manure and slurry buying points, animal trigger, and bell sell point right here. Here you got second water tower, another lime station, and debris crusher. Down the road here, have another small farm waiting to be purchased. It has a buildable farmhouse, the field in the back, and another in the medium cow barn with the manure heap as well. And this one, it has strictly dairy cows in it. Dairy cows, and I believe I put some water buffalo in there. Yeah, I did. And any plots of land that are empty, that do not have anything pre-placed or any fields or any type of like forest, but are like pasture wise, you can see they're a little overgrown. You have a bunch of bushes, some trees that need clearing, and you have rocks that you can crush and collect a little bit of stone from them. Down here is the town area. Notable things here. If you ever need to find Walter, he's right here at the post office. I always keep saying he's waiting on their insurance check because he no longer has a farm. Why is this sign laying down? Every time I turn around, one of these signs are laying down somewhere. Okay, so see what time it is? It's 3:30 in the afternoon, so we got the buses here that we're picking up the kids. I believe they're departing right now. I think we'll have another, yeah, they're departing. So in the mornings, the buses will show up. In the evenings, they will depart. And right over here, you have a grocery store with a sell point in the back. Football field is purchasable with the school property, so you can mow all of this. When you mow the football field, it is highly recommended you roll it. It'll put this texture on it. That makes the markings on the field a little more visible. And closer to the time for a football game on months August through December, August through December, cars will start parking out here for the games. They'll literally fill this parking lot up, and then this whole area just becomes alive at that point. I do recommend you check that out. Right here we've got the hardware store. Sell point right there. Here's the other repair shop. Park your vehicle there and use the trigger here. On the hill right here, you have your spinnery, input and your output. Sorry, input and output. And here's the third water tower. There's the trigger. Another piece of property you can purchase right here. Get a buildable farmhouse and the shed in the back. You'll need to do a little clearing on it, as you can see. Farmer's market. One of 3 gas stations. Got your bakery. Right over here you have the marina. Has a little park. And you have the Highlands Fishing DLC active. This is one of the 3 boats that are available on the map. Now, the downside to the boats is I have only been able to get these to work for the hosted multiplayer. All other players will see the boats, however, they will not be in the locations that they're supposed to be. And when they go to climb in them, they're not able to actually go in. Now, there are fishing hotspots for the Highlands Fishing located throughout the map. I'm not going to give any specific details on that. Over here we have a wood production area. So you got your cooper. This one has been modified to not output wood chips and pallets. Instead, you would pull a trailer up under here and you can load them from the silo right here. It's your paper factory, and then your carpenter. Train silo is right here. Train rental. Just look for a phone booth if you need to get a train to you. And load it right here. Train elevator museum. There are 25 collectibles associated with that scattered throughout the map. Cereal factory, which also has input right here. BGA. The bunker silos will accept all grass-style crops, as well as any chaff. Now, these can be sold, and if you wanted to do one that would specifically make fermented alfalfa or fermented clover, you could replace one of them with one of those. But if you bring alfalfa or clover over to these, it's going to turn it into standard silage. Another gas station. Here you have the Conductor's Cafe train restaurant sell point. Your tailor shop. Oil mill, soup factory. And this sell point right here on the railroad will handle both of these productions right here. Cross over here. Go down here below this bridge. This is the very large swamp that is located on the map. Now there is a path through here, but bear in mind this whole area is mud, and if it is raining, you're likely going to get stuck if you're trying to pull any type of a load through here. And this is the second pre-built farm. This one you have a large cow barn. I think that holds 680 cows. And you start, I believe it's like 80 cows that are in there to start with. You also get this big vehicle storage building here, which does have a repair shop in it. This is the unrealistic silo. So this one holds 10 million. You have a greenhouse, bunker silo. You got your fertilizer tank, your liquid fertilizer, seed, mineral feed, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, and fuel tank. And you have options for purchasing fields over here. This one is field grass. I believe this one is generally, yeah, silage sorghum. So the two fields right here are set up to help incorporate for managing the cow farm there. And there's a few other constructibles on the map that are, well, there's one other house that's kind of hidden away, plus that destroyed farm. Located right down here. So, wanted to start out kind of like a fresh start on a save, and you're looking for a little bit of a challenge, you could purchase this land and start by building these buildings to get your farm started. And that's it for notable areas. Also, all of these houses along this little strip right here, these are all purchasable properties, and these are farmhouses. You will start with this one on new, if you choose new farmer and choose to have the starting farm, this is your farmhouse to start out. And every bit of property in this town is purchasable. And let's say, now you're not going to be able to sell the houses that are on those properties, but what you can do, you can place a sleep and a wardrobe trigger at any one of them. Any property that you own, you can put those in. But for like a role play aspect, you could purchase these and then come in and maybe have a little lawn care business. Come through here and mow the properties and sell the grass and make a little profit. These properties are not terribly expensive to buy, since you're not getting an actual farmhouse on it. So like this one's only 30K, 33, 42. Yeah, it all really depends on the size of the lot as to how expensive it is. Whereas these are going to cost you a penny. And the football field, that one's a little expensive, but you get every bit of this land here. And the only portions of the map that are not purchasable, as you can see, are the bodies of water, like the river. The entire swamp is purchasable, so you can go out there, harvest those trees, build it up, and actually turn it into something if you wanted to. And then the other thing that's not purchasable is the railroad tracks. But everything else you can buy. And now we're getting heading towards that sunset period, and you're watching, you're in for a treat for that, because I have highly modified lighting at sunrise and sunset. All the way on that, I'm gonna get back to harvesting this clover and belling it. Implement and turn it on. It does help. You're gonna be sleeping in a camper and rebuilding that farm. I have actually started the single player playthrough that I've been working on, where that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not using a camper for that. Instead, you know what? I'm gonna show you this. So over here. Alright, so right here, property 154. Let's visit this. Go up here under the bridge. You find this. And if you purchase this property, there is a sleep trigger right here and a wardrobe trigger right here.
save.
Glad you're excited to want to play this when it releases. I can't wait for this thing to release. Just want to get through the headache of getting Giants to get it tested and get everything approved. Make sure that everything is up to their standards for it. Which one? 154? Let's see. That one is 74K. And the one with the buildable farm on it, get this thing off my screen so I can see. There we go. That one is 47K. This particular game I started with a 100K loan. I am trying to get some money so I can actually get started here. Bought this one piece of property here. I'm going to try to build a small sheep and goat farm on this. To this map, and what is something that you would want seen on the map that isn't already there that I have shown you?
I'm sure Giants would allow the nudist dangerous.
What was that? What was that, Gus?
But I'm not sure Giants would allow it, but a nudist colony would be interesting.
You, sir, are the reason we're not allowed to have nice things, I swear.
That is true.
Everything goes auto save like that. it's okay if you say something other than the one I'm currently playing. I understand. There's a few of them that I'm ready to see. One bell's just gonna go with it. I'll give them a choice. Or that is the exact map that I was referring to that I'm wanting to play. That thing is just looking absolutely amazing. I haven't seen a whole lot on there. Definitely look into it. Now, if you haven't had a chance to check out this mod right here by Chris S. and Riley S., strongly recommend you guys give this thing a shot. This thing is absolutely fantastic. So you can have standard mode is where you just load them on manually, and it has the tension belts. If you don't put tension belts, if you don't strap them down, they will fall off as soon as you make any turn. And there's the auto load. And then you have auto load unrealistic, which is, stack more bells on there. If it ships, if it fits, it ships. As it should be.
Dude, where are you turning radius?
Nah. Just roll with it. It's okay. We understand.
I mean, you've end up rolling with it.
That's accurate. It's very, very accurate. Oh, what's the cheapest bell wagon I can get? I'm not buying something to get hooked that onto. Looks like this is going to be about the best thing I can go with. I'm thankful for that thing called Universal Auto Load. You know what, I'll just leave it base color. Let's see. Let's go. patience. I'm only picking one up at a time. I got wrecked. Get these picked up, it'll be just in time to see something spectacular. Grab that one. Another good thing with baby bells. No super strength required.
Jesus.
What?
I'm watching these YouTube videos and like live feeds from court. This guy's pushed back his court appearance for like over 800 days, and they were still trying to get an extension.
Yeah, no. There's a point that absolutely
Took the
not.
judge. That's what the judge said. Like, yeah, no. This is done. You can't keep pushing it back.
Yeah. That's getting a little absurd.
Just a little.
Which side is this going to unload to?
And again, sometimes the judge is like, this is the 15th time you violated your conditions. You do it one more time, I'm putting you in jail. Like, how many times have you said that?
Well, apparently 14 others.
Exactly.
know, that is 100% accurate. Yeah, the small bells, it's ridiculous how much space or how many you get off of a field. So let's see. So yeah, I got this one here that holds 500. I might reduce the price of that. I think that is a little high. Yeah, that is definitely on the high side. I'm probably going to end up reducing that. If it gets kicked back, it'll get SWAT changed in. Otherwise, it'll be part of an update. I'll drop it quite a bit. Oh, it's gonna go. That thing's gonna be less than 19K when I get done with it. I'm not even 100% certain where I came up with that 49K for that building. Oh, actually, yeah, I don't remember where I came up with that. It originally held 2,500. That was why I was 49K. Bell back there.
God damn, I like this judge.
What do you do this time?
Well, apparently this man and wife got into a physical argument with each other, and she attacked him first. And apparently the police refused to charge her. And he's like, "Are we? I don't want to say this, but are we really going there? That just because she's a woman, she gets a free pass?" It's like, God damn, Judge. God damn.
He's mildly brutal.
Yeah. He's like, why is this guy being charged when, by your evidence, she attacked him?
Yeah.
And why was she never charged with anything?
I think he kind of hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And I wish it didn't come to be like that sometimes, but
Yeah. Well, apparently he sat on her to stop her from beating the crap out of her, or continuing to attack him, and that's what they're getting him for. Like, okay.
I love law enforcement sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes their actions are mildly fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so not gonna do anything with this because of the simple fact that I am planning to reduce this field size and probably use this flat land here to place down a few things. Also, if you have the burrito pack installed and activated, see how this spot right here is a little bare? That's part of the pack where it causes your grass fields to kind of wear out a little bit over time. That would require you to do the overseeding whenever it gets to a certain point. So that is just the start of it. So every time you harvest, these spots will actually grow. And if you look at your map, you can actually see those spots. Well, you can on some fields. This one, it's not really showing. Yeah, okay, there's this one right there. You just have to look really close. It's very faint. And that's what you end up with, just little patches that will start out real small like this. Then over time they'll grow. Like, this is everything I'm going to do for this month in game, so here, this is actually one of the better places to see what I'm about to show. Just gonna go stand right over here. You know what? Let's go out on the boat. Speed up time a little bit. Slow that back down. Camera angles are very limited when you're in there. Okay. So if you look, you can already see how the colors are changing, the sky, everything. Over here. You'll start to get those God rays because every once in a while, depending on the weather and stuff, you get some clouds that'll start, or if not clouds, but a little bit of fog that'll build up. It just creates an amazing view. Now this is just before the sun sets. See, it's starting to get really dark. Press it a little further. You can see right there it's changing the angle, the light from the sun. This is running at 30 times speed right now. So this does last a while if you have your speed slowed down. Now, notice something? At this point, you can't see a dang thing. It is super dark. Flashlight is absolutely going to be necessary, or work lights. The reason for it being so dark is you don't have a moon in the sky yet. The sun is going to completely set. See there? And then here comes the moon. Now this is now running at 60x. I was running at 120 for a little bit there. So you get it. The moon starts out really big, and as it raises up, it's going to start shrinking that down. You can see it kind of slowly. Hard to say if it's shrinking yet. Yeah, it is shrinking just a little bit. Now this is my second map. Riverbend: The Aftermath was my first one. Completely and totally on my own. I used Giants tutorial videos and stuff just to get me started, to get the idea. Then I would kind of take a look at other maps to get a little bit of inspiration and to kind of see how they did certain things and then use it from there and just kind of implement it in my own way. Yeah, so now you can see quite a bit as since we got the moon up in the sky. Another thing I did is I took a lot of the contrast out at nighttime, so when you like shine your flashlight on something, you're not going to get just utterly blinded. Because I'm sure you've noticed that with some maps at night, and you turn your flashlight on, especially if you shine it at like a vehicle or something, you just can't see anything. It literally blinds you. Alright, so somewhere to sleep for the night. So I'm gonna put this over here. It's out of the way, and it's not owned by me. Right there. All right, so sleep till 5 a.m. Hopefully the weather is in good shape. What you're gonna see next. It's cloudy. It ain't terrible, but what? It's make it partly cloudy. So you can see you've got the moon setting there. Back over to the arena. Still running at 60 times speed right now. See, the moon is set. Right now the world is completely black. If you look anywhere other than where there's lights, it is very, very dark. Okay, so you're starting to get a little bit of color out there on the horizon. Now we got the sun coming up. Let this run for just a little bit longer, then I'm going to slow it down. Alright, so look at the sky. That's sunrise. This is where you get your absolutely over dramatic and amazing sunrises. Depending on where you are on the map and where you're looking at it now, keep in mind the angle of these God rays and everything do change depending on what month you're in. Like later in the year, the sun will be rising more in this direction than over here earlier, and it just kind of cycles back and forth a little bit. Speed up time a little bit, let that sun get a little higher in the sky. See how it's adjusting right now. Alright, so all the street lights just now turned off. This is the point where it is considered to actually be daytime. At this point, the color changes will happen pretty quick. You're starting to get the blue in the sky now. Losing all the orange back this way. I'm just going to show you something that just looks absolutely phenomenal. this road right here. And different times of year has different fog thicknesses. So each season it's going to be a little bit different than what it was the previous season. The reason that is just ultra blinding right there is a combination of the fog and the sun's size. The only way I can show you what I mean by the sun size is if I fly above the fog, you can kind of see. It started shrinking down by this point from what it was when it was originally coming up over the horizon. And kind of see which areas have fog right now. This is actually one of the more rare instances of fog cover. Normally it's not this thick everywhere. Normally it's a little bit less than what you're seeing now. So it does vary a little bit with each month. So sometimes you'll get a little bit more dense fog, other times you'll get a little bit less dense. So there is a decent range that I put on there. So we're going to go ahead and let that continue to rise on up. Turn my auto save off while we're doing this. Okay. Now we got full daytime color. So now let's take a look at the crop calendar because I haven't shown you that yet. So December to February, absolutely nothing can be planted if you're running seasonal farming, like seasonal growth stuff. So you do have to, you're going to have some pretty stringent planting seasons for a few things. And the reason for that, if you look down here, December through February, you're going to get snow and you're going to get a lot. This map will get completely covered in snow during the winter. And there is also an extremely rare chance that there will be a tornado associated with some of that snow during the winter. And during the spring and summers, don't be surprised if you see a tornado one month followed by one the very next month. Because there is an increased chance for that to happen on this map.
Just create a sub farm named Grumpy Gus and have one property bought with it, and every single tornado will go to that property.
He's not lying. We have seen this happen. Just to give you an idea, I'm going to spawn a tornado so you can see what it looks like. Let me get rid of the fog real quick. I got to get to 10 o'clock in the morning and the fog will burn off. See right there. Yeah, anywhere from 8 to 10 is when the fog burns off. Now, most of the time the tornadoes will start from the north and run to the south somewhere. That's kind of been the trend that I've seen. Occasionally they'll start up in this corner and sometimes run towards the other corner. Doesn't always happen that way. And then there's also been times I've seen them just race along the side of the map, completely off of it, and never actually touch it and never hurt anything. And then there's other times where you'll get the weather for tornadoes and one just will not spawn. I'm going to actually force one to spawn. I'm going to do it starting right here, and it's going to run in the direction I'm facing. First thing you're going to notice, these tornadoes are larger than the base game. In fact, they are double the size of base game. This is running at 2 times speed. You can actually see its speed it up a little bit so we can try to get it over a bit. Curious how far that tornado is going to go. It won't stop until it reaches the other side of the map. Let's see the swamp that it clears out.
The second time. Don't need farm grumpy guts because it will circle back around 3 or 4 times.
Sure, I wasn't spawning them for you.
You weren't in that much control at that time.
You're right. So if you also notice the colors on this tornado, it is darker than the base game. The dust cloud around the base of it did recolor that as well. So let's say you have one of these that is heading for your field. There is a trick that you can actually preserve your film from the tornado and not have near the damage that you would have otherwise. To do that, speed your time up. So, we're going to go take a look at where it just crossed to see how little damage it did compared to what it was doing right here. Huge difference. And that was just for speeding up time. Trees, however, are not spared. You can do this on, well, I would say any map that has a tornado, but it all depends on the speed of the tornado that it's traveling. Like base game tornadoes, they move so slow, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to prevent it from destroying your crops. It's just going to happen. You know, the only option you have there is to go into your settings and disaster destruction, just disable it. So it doesn't have a specific location on where it's located. I just put southeastern U.S. Now the winters are a little more harsh than what they see in the southeast, but as far as the summers and everything else and the amount of tornadoes, that is pretty spot on. And I know this because I live in the southeast.
Tell by the accent.
He's not wrong. This is why we keep him around. He's very good at stating the obvious. Anywhere that you have meadow planted, and all this meadow grass in here, it does suffer the wrath of the tornado. Now, it doesn't kill it. What it does, it just reduces it back to its cut state. It's based on the southeastern U.S. The only difference between the southeast and this map, I would say, would be the amount of snowfall that I put on this map. This map has a ridiculous amount of snow, but frequency of tornadoes and as well as temperatures, amount of rain that you get throughout the year, that is more reminiscent of what you would find in the southeast. So this is the path that this tornado has taken so far. And it's still going. There's a pretty good representation of the damage swath on the field. This thing, some fields on this map, the tornado will completely wipe it out. Appreciate that. Yeah, this map is currently pending its second round of testing with Giants. Hopefully they'll start testing it Monday or Tuesday. Based on when I submitted it. So let's see, with me spawning that tornado, did that alter the weather any? I did a little bit, not much, nothing that would be like alarming. But if you did notice, so it is now 10:40 in the morning. Okay, so yeah, this isn't accurate here because, okay. So yeah, it didn't update this portion down here, exception of right here, but yeah, it's showing that there's going to be another tornado later this afternoon on this map, which that is possible to get 2 tornadoes in the same month. Or the same day. And no worries on that. Get to this map when you feel you're ready to get to it. I'm not here to pressure anybody into playing it. So finish playing, finish up what you're doing on that map, and then when you're ready, jump on this one. So it literally, you can see, it just cut a straight path all the way through there. Okay, so you say you're Eastern Tennessee. So have you played Rolling Farmlands of Michigan by Papes Farming Mods yet? Because he is currently working on another map that is called, that's going to be Smoky Mountain Farming, I believe is the name, something like that. And that one is based on region in Tennessee. And what I've seen of that one is leaps and bounds beyond his work for Rolling Farmland. So get ready, that thing's going to be fantastic. He's supposed to be getting a copy of that one to me before too long, and I think me and him are going to hop on there and do some streaming on it. So keep your eyes peeled on my channel for that. He's not basing it on any specific region. So be glad for that. That's one reason why I won't base mine on a very specific location, is I don't want to run the risk of having to either alter something because somebody gets upset about it, or having something that just doesn't line up with what's actually there. So all of my maps will be kind of a fantasy style map that just, I mean, it may be loosely based on a region like this one is. So that's kind of how I'll be doing my maps. And that's kind of what he's doing with his. After, when he was making Rolling Farmlands of Michigan, he was actually originally basing that one on an actual location. and they were just, the people in that town were giving him utter hell over that. And they were just like shooting him down left and right on doing it, and even refused to let him name it after the town. So he's like, all right, so he's like, he's done with that. He's decided he was just going to do them based on, loosely based on regions and roll from there. And quite frankly, I can't blame him. I wish I could change my stream to show you the details of this map, but I don't know that I could actually do that. Or the description, I should say. Let me pull that up and I'll just read it to you. Okay, so here's the description for this map. Welcome to Forest Hills. This fictional area is located somewhere in the southeastern U.S. and features a picturesque landscape with a lake surrounded by vast evergreen forests nestled amongst large rolling hills. In the central area of the region, you will find the lively village of Forest Hills. South of the town is a large industrial area with many different production sites. The western region is full of lush farmland and large forests. The eastern region features a large wood production area as well as a large swamp which lines the western bank of the river. 2 trains cross the landscape providing goods to several productions in the area as well as servicing neighboring towns. Map features: 61 fields of varying sizes, 0.57 to 17.2 acres, 170 purchasable lands, 2 pre-built farms, 16 production sites, several of which can have products delivered by the train, tons of forestry opportunities, dredging boat to collect stones, the farmer's market, restaurant, grocery store, and hardware store sell points, 2 vehicle repair shops, environmental. You have custom lighting, harsh winters and very hot summers, custom tornado with increased chance of occurring, as you just saw. Depending on the time of day and year, there will be various activities occurring in town, which I did not show that off, but I will show that off in just a little bit. Multiple constructible. You have 3 farmhouses and 1 small destroyed farm, grain elevator museum with its 25 collectible components scattered across the map waiting to be found. You have 2 large trains featuring North American train cars by D.C. Buehler. 2 loading areas with platforms, the train silo, and access to multiple productions via train. 15 additional crops: summer wheat, winter wheat, spring barley, winter barley, rye, triticale, spelt, vet rye, green rye, silage corn, silage sorghum, alfalfa, clover, field grass, and flowering catch crop. It is fully compatible with precision farming, including a custom soil map, upgraded corn textures, additional ground angles, row crop system, stubble destruction, mowable bushes, and all ground textures present on the map are paintable. You have enhanced animal system with chicken and sheep now producing manure and slurry in specialized buildings that will accommodate that. You have custom bunker silos compatible with all the new crops. It is compatible with Highlands Fishing DLC. You have 3 drivable boats, 1 if you choose the starting farm, 2 additional regardless of choosing the farm, which are pre-placed on the map. However, in multiplayer, the boats are only usable by the host. Everybody else will see the boats on the map, however their location is not accurate, and if you do get in them, they will not move. It is compatible with the Visual Cells mod for PC only. When the high school is purchased, you can mow the football field, and it is highly recommended to roll the field after mowing to allow greater visibility of the markings. sleep and wardrobe triggers can be purchased and placed at any location you own on the map. And then additional information is available in the help menu. That additional information will cover all of the new crops, as well as any of the animals and things like that. So it'll give you all that information on what's going on there and how to properly take care of them. As far as like goats and cows, they will not be produced. They do not produce milk as early as they do in base game. In this one, you have to wait until just before they calf to produce milk. So let me show you what I'm talking about there. So under animals right here. So right here, cows and water buffalo start producing milk at 27 months, which is just before their first calving. Then goats will start producing at 20 months, just before first kidding. Oh, absolutely. It was not a problem to read that. It was more of a problem writing all of that and getting all that where it actually made sense. Okay, so we are at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Come over here. I'm gonna speed up time a little bit. So in about, say, 30 to 45 minutes of game time, which right now is running ridiculously fast. So, okay, so what even that? All right. So you got buses starting to line up to pick up the kids after school. And you go down there, you actually hear the engines. I'll wait right here. When the next one shows up, you'll hear its engine. Which they show up in 5-minute intervals. These buses do not have collision. You can run right through them all day, every day. The reason being is I couldn't have them doing what they're doing right now if I left them with collision, because when they disappeared, the collision box would stay. If you also notice, each of the buses has their flashers on, their emergency flashers. See that one over there. Okay, you can see it right there at the top. Change the weather comparatively. There. And I think it's like 3:15 they start departing, give or take. Somewhere right around there. Yeah, you're 100% accurate on that. Details can make or break it. This map has a lot of details. Okay, yeah, so yeah. Okay, so it's okay, 3:30, and then yeah, I have them departing 1 minute after each other, you know, like they're actually pulling out. All right, so right now, you notice there is absolutely nobody over here at the football field. See, the grass on it, it does actually grow. Speed this up. Brandon, were you here when I showed the sunset earlier? If not, you're in for a double surprise here. And so I'm actually going to step away from this area in a little bit. So that way it'll, because if I'm standing here, the pedestrians won't spawn like they're supposed to. You have to kind of go a good ways away to reset the areas where pedestrians are. Just like traffic, if you ever get a traffic jam, go all the way to the other side of the map and come back and it'll be cleared. Okay, so you can see the cars starting to show up in the parking lot now. This is the same scenario as the buses. No collision, because could not do it or else it would remain even when the cars aren't there. Okay, awesome. Okay, never mind. Okay, so it is actually populating my pedestrians. So, just got an ice cream truck with its music going. Now it's game time. So there's a few stragglers showing up late like usual. These sounds. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't put actual people on the field. I ran out of static NPCs. They only allow you to put 65 or 64 on the map. But I did manage to get a few in the stands along with some of the shop clerks and people like this guy standing right here. Unfortunately, you also can't make them sit either. They're always standing. Make sure to place them where they're actually standing on spots where they're supposed to be, so they're not on the actual seats. And another thing you'll notice is the lights in the stadium, they are delayed from standard street lights. They're coming on. And they will also go off much earlier than the standard street lights. And they're only active at the same time periods that you're going to see what's happening here. All of this is all active from, I want to say it's August through December. Lights go out, it gets quiet. Another little fun feature is, you hear that music? Somebody in town will be having a month-long party at night. So this month it's this house. Next month it could be this house. So that makes for a very it's kind of interesting. You can go, so you'll be at one house 1 month here and that, and then the next month it's at a totally different house. then little party boat here, it don't matter. If it's nighttime, they partying. They don't care. And I'm sure y'all have also been paying attention and noticed that the boats on the water do actually move around. They're not stationary. So let's say you purchase this house. Since this is a actual farmhouse, you will be able to sell. Let's say you didn't want this house, you wanted to do something else with this land. Well, you can sell every bit of the fence, sell the house, and you can also sell every bit of these lights along here. So now if you sell the house, this is also going to disappear right here. This is tied to the house. The lights, they're a little bit of a special breed of how they work. Let me pad my pockets real quick. Buy this one. Just gonna skip ahead to daytime since we're almost there anyway. It's easier to show you what's going on when it's daytime. Go into the build menu. Okay, so I'm gonna go into demolition mode. See how I eliminate portions of the fence. And so see how you can click on this light, but you can't click on this one. There's a reason for that. So click on this light, sell it, and every light that was in that on this property that matched that particular light is now gone. Same thing right here. Click on this one, sell it, and all of those are gone. Sell this. Sell the house. Now you have an empty plot, with the exception of the fence. Yeah, I was originally gonna plug in for all of those to be sold, where you can sell them individually, but the XML, my placeable XML, was just getting outrageous. I had to clean that up. Now there are some properties you're not going to be able to sell this stuff, and that's okay. That was intentional. But these here, everything on these you can sell. No problem. The main farm. So right here. So if you were to sell the barn, you're gonna sell so much stuff out of here, it's ridiculous. Yeah, you could actually absolutely do waterfront farming. Let me get back over there. So each of these houses actually has access to the river. Some are just in their own different little manner of doing so. Or I'm sorry, not the river, but the lake. These two have boathouses and a little pier. This one, now you can walk down there, do some fishing right there off the bank. Same thing here. Well, yeah, same thing there. And then this is the one that had the, like that little deck built out here. I even threw a deck on the back side of this building. Another fun thing that I did is swimming pool. Exit this, and I'm just going to fly over there. You can't see it from the build menu, but what do you see on that swimming pool that you don't see on like Riverbend or any other map that has that? There's water in this here pool and grass growing up through it. I need to take care of that.
I was going to say water, but I didn't want to be a dick.
So yeah, the pool is actually a placeable on this right here. So if we're to buy this property, you could actually go through and sell the pool. Now, if you place a pool down, I haven't actually worked that water plane into the swimming pool. I know you can place them down, but I haven't worked it in to where that the water plane is included with that. Something I might add later. Just haven't completely decided. Look, that's the story of his life. He loves being a Richard. If he's not being a Richard, then he's not having a good day.
100%.
That's the reason I keep him around. Right, so
I earned my keep.
you absolutely do. So if you notice, only two things are showing up as being sellable right here, with the exception of the lights and stuff, because I haven't. But you know, none of this other decorations is showing up as being something I could click on. So I'm going to sell the carport. Then we're going to sell the house. And boom, everything's gone. With the exception of the lights. And they follow the same suit. Find the one that you can click on, and the rest will go with it. Which one of these can you sell? Okay, there it is. Now, unfortunately, you can't sell the road sign in front of the house, but if you're a single player, hit it with your vehicle and just knock it out of the way. Now, I did not take the time to paint under the entire house because, you know, why would I? I mean, if you're selling it, you're obviously either placing something else down or you're fixing to repaint it anyway, so more power to you. Have at it. I'm not going to stop you. But yeah, on some of these properties, if you buy them, some of them you can sell the fence, but that is probably going to be about the extent of it. And another little fun feature. So I did rename the vehicle shop as well as the repair shop on the map. So the vehicle shop, there's its name. Then the repair shop, which is right here, not the farmland. There we go. That was just me renaming them with a little encouragement from Gus over here. He provided this one here, the "You Fix It, We Break It." And I am hoping Giants lets the vehicle shop one go through. I'm sure they won't have a problem with this. They may have a slight problem with this one though. But if they do, that's okay. I have another name in mind. And you'll just have to wait till it releases to find out which option they went with. Brandon, did you see the special surprise on plot 154? Were you here for that?
Mhm.
Up under this bridge, if you weren't here, have this. Small little homeless encampment. And to make it even better, purchase the land. Now you have sleep and wardrobe trigger. And if you follow this little trail right here, get to it is located right here behind the manure heap. And Giants didn't say anything about this from the first round of testing, so I don't know if they found it or what. Because in the placeables, it's just listed as shelter. And chose to can sell this. Click on, well, say you can sell it. That's right, yeah. You can sell it from here. Ooh, there's something I gotta fix. So it'll be coming back. But that's okay. That's easy to fix. That's assuming, yeah, they're going to click on icons if they buy the land. So everything there will get sold. But y'all didn't see this. I gave you one. That's the only one I'm giving you. You must find the rest. And some of them are very tricky. Check something real quick, because I think I know why it did that. Okay, so it was just listed as farmhouse. So, okay. Give me 1 second, I'm fixing my XML for that. So just in case it does come back, I'll be good to go. Okay, that has been fixed. Yeah, I didn't have that particular thing listed in my translations, which I shouldn't have because that should have been based off of base game. So I don't know why that one showed up like that. Either that or I altered something in my translations file. I doubt it, but who knows. The translations file is ridiculously long and I don't want to scroll through it, so I just altered the name itself on the file itself, on the XML itself, instead of trying to do it globally. Alright guys, I think that's a good stopping point for tonight. I appreciate all of you coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe, ring that bell, get notified when I go live. I will be attempting to do some type of a streaming series on this map. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be doing. I got to kind of piece something together to make it make sense. So definitely check it out. I'll probably have some buddies with me. Gus may be one of them, and if he's there, in fact, if any of my buddies are with me, you can expect shenanigans, because we don't play this game to be serious by any means whatsoever.
No.
So definitely check that out, and yeah, so glad I could show you guys the map. Glad y'all enjoyed it, and looking forward to Giants giving this thing the green light and posting it up and making it available for everybody. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Overgrown tractor in a sandbox yard, tiny field harvester on the barn roof, hard cow in the chicken coop staring like, why? Another normal day in this pixel sky. Insane sim guys, ridiculous farm. Break it and throw it across the map. If it fits, it ships. That's the charm. Wrong tool, wrong field, still making it clap. Insane sim guys, ridiculous farm. Chaos grows bigger than the crop. Using all the wrong equipment for the job, and he just won't stop. Manor in the river doing lazy laps. Cedar on the silo like he's taking naps. Loader doing donuts through the lettuce row. Physics screaming please, but he still lets it go. Stack it higher, tilt it sideways. Long stack combined into the driveway. Every rule just fuel for the bid. If it fits, it ships, yeah, he's sending it. Insane sim guys, ridiculous farm. Break it and throw it across the map. If it fits, it ships. That's the charm. Wrong tool, wrong field, still making it clap. Insane sim guys, ridiculous farm. Chaos grows bigger than the crop. Using all the wrong equipment for the job, and he just won't stop.